Hello, welcome back to a brand new episode of Fin React. Michael here today. We're doing a little something different. Now, growing up, a lot of people played Fatal Fury. You know, Terry, Mai. I never did. I don't know why. It wasn't a game that I selected growing up. I was a TMT4, Lucian of Gaia, Lufia the Fortress, Breath of Fire. Never Fatal Fury. However, a recommendation from one of the people that visit my channel told me there's a lore which I don't even know about. Honestly, there's a lot of things I don't know about video games, but told me to check it out from a guy called Larry the Lone Wolf. I already subscribed to him, so if you guys haven't yet, please subscribe. I do not own this video. It's owned by him, so let's try to figure out exactly what the lore is behind the game of Fatal Fury. It's an hour video, so we got a lot of lore to talk about.
After 25 years, SNK has...
There's a lot of games I think I grew up with SNK. I was gonna say, wasn't Art of, I think Art of Fighting was SNK. Hold on. Alexa, did the Art of Fighting games come from SNK?
Yes, the Art of Fighting games were created by SNK. The series was developed by Japanese game designer Hiroshi Matsumoto and released for the Neo Geo platform in the early 1990s.
That's good to know.
Glad I could share that with you.
And that's why I kind of remember, like, the King of Fighter games and all that stuff come from these games combined, so I did play a game from SNK for once.
Finally revealed to the world that a brand new chapter...
The King of Fighters is basically SNK's all-star crossover, mixing characters from Art of Fighting and other SNK games. So which SNK game did you play?
Don't worry about it, Alexa.
No worries at all.
In the Fatal Fury series is imminent. The upcoming game, set to be released in 2025, is titled Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
Ooh, hello. Wait, I might have to buy the game. I'm interested in this blonde one with... Wow.
Long-time fan of the Fatal Fury series, I am incredibly thrilled for the upcoming release of City of the Wolves. I, like many other fans, have been eagerly anticipating any news from SNK about a new Fatal Fury game, and our patience has finally paid off. Fatal Fury, developed by SNK, is renowned for its captivating narrative, beloved cast of characters, memorable soundtrack, captivating gameplay, and its status as a direct competitor to Street Fighter by Capcom.
If you had to put a pie between a lot of these games with, like, you know, growing up, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Fatal Fury would actually be in that top 5 of fighting games back in the 16-bit era. I would actually agree to put that in my top 10 or 5. My number 1 would definitely be Mortal Kombat. Number 2 would be a Street Fighter. And debatable on number 3.
The difference between the two franchises is that Fatal Fury focuses more on the lore and its universe, and in today's video, I will be covering the entire lore of Fatal Fury. If you're a newcomer to the Fatal Fury series, hopefully this video will help you catch up with what's going on leading up to City of the Wolves. On the other hand, if you're a hardcore fan of Fatal Fury, I hope you'll enjoy this video.
So if anyone is like me who's new and doesn't really understand lore and all that stuff, we get a little education and knowledge out of video. If you guys already know about this stuff, well, guess what? You guys already know more than I do, which I will give you credit for. I gotta have a note to self that I put that game in my Amazon wishlist cart. The origin of Southtown back in the 1960s.
In order to provide you with a...
Wait, that looks like the background to Art of Fighting for Toto stage. People are going to say, you probably said Toto. Toto, T-O-D-O. And I remember this background because it was the first level you do in the story mode in the first Art of Fighting game.
For understanding of the story behind Fatal Fury, it is necessary to delve into the narrative of Art of Fighting.
Thank
This particular franchise, developed by SNK, serves as a prequel to Fatal Fury.
Oh, come on. We're just making my day even interesting because this is actually, I just brought up a good point, even though we were thinking that we're not going to talk about Art of Fighting, but we are.
And is set within the same universe. This captivating SNK folktale traces its origins back to the 60s, taking place in a bustling city nestled along the scenic south coast of the United States known as Southtown. This city had a dark past, with both Italian and Chinese mafia groups thriving in its lucrative black market during the 1960s.
Sounds like a battle between the Yakuzas and the Mafia. If you guys don't know my reference, I'm referring to a episode from The Deadliest Warriors. You guys remember that show growing up? You probably don't, because it was one of those worst shows that people always give shit for. I actually enjoyed it. Maybe we should do a reaction video to like an episode of Deadliest Warriors. Would you guys like to see that in the comment below? I do watch it. I miss it. I miss Spike TV what it used to be. Then they killed it. Just like MTV. Continue on.
During the course of the decade, the Mafia inexplicably disappeared, restoring a sense of peace to the streets of Southtown. Behind the scenes, a pseudo-police agency called the Howard Connection, led by Geese Howard, was exerting its dominance. More on him later.
Okay.
Southtown has gained quite a reputation for its rampant criminal activity. Southtown is known for its infamous resident, Mr. Big, who has established...
Big! That was one of the... I remember Big. Big was a big man.
As a powerful crime lord.
Yes.
Mr. Big is depicted as someone who exudes an abundance of self-assurance, arrogance, and ambition.
And I think he was also part of the reason why... So in the story, you play as Ro and Robert, and Ro's sister gets kidnapped. Mr. Big is behind it, and end up karate being your father. Spoiler alert.
Afraid to employ any means necessary to advance his objectives. There is limited information available about his past, but there are two aspects about him that I find particularly intriguing. His real name is James, and he has a military background.
Good for him.
During his time in the military, he served alongside a man named John Crawley.
That's another one that you versed. John Crawley, okay, like... It's funny because his stage was basically a ripoff of Guile's stage from Street Fighter. If you guys don't know, please look up John Crawley's stage in Art of Fighting and look at the photo of Guile's stage in Street Fighter. It's almost the same identical thing, but different.
Held the rank of captain in the Navy and also taught martial arts. It is important to mention that James came to John's rescue during a mission when John was shot in the back.
Yes.
This act of heroism earned him John's unwavering loyalty in the process. James decided to leave the military and start a new life in Southtown. He adopted the alias of Mr. Big and became deeply entangled with the local mob. However, their reign was eventually brought down by Geese Howard's organization. Despite this setback, Geese managed to recruit Mr. Big, who swiftly climbed the ranks to become Geese Howard's right-hand man. Prior to the events of Art of Fighting,
Jack.
the story introduces us to Takuma Sakazaki,
Mr.
a skilled
Karate.
practitioner of Kyokugen-style karate.
I think that's also Mr. Karate from Art of Fight, but that stage is also Jack's stage. Now, here's another thing I just realized that I was thinking about growing up. So, we all know who King is, you know, the bustly woman from the game. Is it bad that I thought growing based on the way the game was that she was kind of a guy? And I didn't realize because I was playing on the Super Nintendo, they didn't really give you the good stages, but as you grow and play on the Neo Geo stuff, they actually show like she under the shirt she had a bra, so I was baffled as a person growing up. I also thought that Lee was also a girl, based on the way she talked, but that was also a guy.
He
Or I
enters
could be
into
wrong.
matrimony with an American woman named Ronette, and together they have two children, Ryo and Yuri Sakazaki, both of whom are destined to have strong chins.
How many only played against Yuri just so they can get that one cutscene. I'm waiting.
He's relocated to America with the intention of raising their family and sharing the legacy of their esteemed family martial arts. Takuma trained Ryo extensively from a young age, believing that Yuri was too young. He was determined to make Ryo the next rightful heir to the title of Kyokugen Ryu Master.
Also, he's a knockoff of Ryu from Street Fighter, just saying.
Takuma also welcomed a young boy named Robert Garcia into the dojo, recognizing his genuine
Robert
passion for the Kyokugen
Garcia.
style. Robert Garcia is the son
They really changed the way he looked like back in the first game to now. I was gonna say, he's a sly looking bastard.
of Albert Garcia, a wealthy Italian businessman who had a close friendship with Takuma.
Like we knew that one.
Robert enjoyed a carefree childhood due to his privileged upbringing. He carefully spied on Takuma and Ryo's training sessions, captivated by their impressive skills and aspiring to replicate their style. Ryo's life took a heartbreaking turn when his mother Ronette was tragically killed in a car accident when he was just 10 years old. This devastating loss left him and his father Takuma with lingering concerns about whether they were being targeted by an unknown individual. Takuma departs from the house to look into the matter, leaving Ryo in charge of taking care of Yuri.
Which explains a lot. Also, here's my thing, guys. Look at this photo here. How would I know this is Yuri? I mean, this looks like a normal girl that could have been anyone. But they said that's Yuri for some reason.
It is important to note that after the tragic event, Robert reluctantly goes back to his homeland of Italy, making a promise to come back and entrusting Ryo with the task of safeguarding Yuri.
But she goes missing.
Takuma battled his way through a multitude of minions and henchmen to confront the mastermind behind all the criminal activities in Southtown, East Howard. Takuma confronted him, urging an end to his oppressive rule. However, Geese responded with menacing threats aimed at Takuma's family.
Oh.
Takuma is then forced to work for Geese in order to protect his loved ones.
Which is kind of interesting that these games link in a way. I did not really think of that as a kid growing up because I wasn't really thinking about the lore. I was thinking about button mashing.
In an effort to maintain his honor, Takuma dons a Tengu mask, which results in the creation of the alter
Mr.
ego
Karate.
that we refer to as Mr. Karate. Over the course of the next decade,
There we go.
Mr.
There's the
Karate
mask I
established
remember.
a reputation in Southtown as the formidable hitman for Geese, striking fear into the hearts of many. While Geese was away on a business trip, he left Mr. Big in charge. Geese's orders are executed by Mr. Big, who kidnaps Yuri Sakazaki,
Which does not look like Yuri from every other game we play.
her father Takuma.
Yeah, I think by now they would actually like make her kind of look like somewhat to the photo, but make her... No, they ruined it. I don't care about 16-bit, but they ruined it.
These actions lay the foundation for the events that unfold in Art of Fighting.
Lol. So, 1978.
The events of Art of Fighting are set in the year 1978.
1978.
After several years, Robert Garcia returned to America to visit the Sakazaki family. Unfortunately, Robert arrives at the dojo just in time to witness Yuri being kidnapped. Meanwhile, Ryo Sakazaki is out in the streets fighting and establishing himself as the Invincible Dragon. On the other hand, Robert earned the nickname the Raging Tiger. In the midst of a heated...
I will admit, actually growing up, I didn't really think about this now. I will admit, Art of Fighting for the 16-bit for the Super Nintendo had a really good underrated soundtrack. I know you guys are probably going to say it wasn't that special, but like listen to the music in the game and then come back to me and tell me that, you know, maybe you'll disagree or agree with me.
fight, Robert interrupts and urgently informs Ryo that Yuri has been abducted and transported to Southtown. Filled with horror, Rio and Robert tear through the streets of Southtown, desperately searching for Rio's beloved sister.
There's Jack. Mickey! Another one. I hope actually, you know what? I would say for me, like growing up with the fighting games growing up, Art of Fighting's in my top 20. Crush those bottles. Wasted Beer. Such a good game. There's Jack. God, this game brings back memories. I love it.
Throughout his journey, Rio...
Lee! That was the other one. I kept thinking it was something stupid and very simple, but it was Lee.
...his numerous adversaries, including John Crawley, who had been secretly assisting Mr. Big. With the assistance of Robert, Rio overcomes these challenges and eventually encounters...
God, I mean, look at this photo, guys, and tell me a second. You look at this photo. Do you see this actually looks like a woman? I mean, maybe back then I was very judgmental and I was very stupid back then, didn't think about it, but... Guys, this doesn't fit... whatever.
Bouncer, who goes by
I'm sorry.
King, working for Mr. Big.
I mean, look at the photo, guys. It doesn't, like, for me, fit well. Like, this could be a girl. Well, once again, we got two different voices from the Neo Geo version to the Super Nintendo version, so I have my reasons. And Kane became a national icon to the Fatal Fury game lore, King of Fighting, basically, guys, because we all wanted to verse King for many reasons. And Yuri. We all know why. Guys, ass kicked.
During their meeting, Rio and King engage in a fierce battle, with Rio emerging victorious. In the midst of the intense fight, King's clothes tear apart, revealing a surprising secret about this character's true identity.
We never got that in the Super Nintendo and Genesis version because we had to be safe for the kids. Unlike Neo Geo, they don't give a shit.
King is a highly talented Muay Thai fighter who adopted a male persona as a means of safeguarding her
Smash. I would still smash her no matter what.
From the perils of Southtown. Despite the lack of explicit details, she finds herself reluctantly assuming the position of a bouncer for Mr. Big. Her motivation stems from the need to finance her younger brother's surgery and aid in his recovery, allowing him to regain the use of his legs.
Oh! Cool!
After tasting defeat at...
Oh, we never got this growing up. We're gonna have to move on.
Hands of Rio, King guides him and Robert to Mr. Big's location. With the combined help of Robert and King, Rio finally confronts and defeats the Kingpin himself.
Yeah.
Following Mr. Big's defeat, Rio stumbles upon a dojo where he is confronted by Mr. Karate, who challenges him to a fierce battle.
And it's funny because in the story mode, they actually just made the question mark the name, but realized that they put karate at the end of it. Even the announcer goes, karate? Wow.
The two square off,
bicep
and
of
after an
karate.
intense battle, Ryo comes out the victor
Somewhat.
and threatens to kill Mr. Karate if he doesn't ensure the safety of his sister.
However,
Right before Ryo can land the finishing strike, Yuri steps in and impressively prevents Ryo from delivering the fatal blow. In a surprising twist, Yuri unveils the true identity of Mr. Karate, their long-lost father, Takuma Sakazaki.
we had a good moment that we could just put the whole Luke Skywalker saying no real loud. Can we do that right now? Okay.
Been absent from their lives for over a decade. The entire family joyfully reunites, bringing the events
Art
of
of
the
Fighting
original
2.
Art of Fighting to a close.
For now. Then they made a second one. And I think a third one too. Now, I never had this game growing up. I actually do have it on my Switch. But I never had this game growing up. I don't know why. A year later.
After the events of the previous game, Geese Howard makes a triumphant return to Southtown, reclaiming control of his organization. After Yuri's recovery, Ryo decides to train in the mountains, while Takuma takes on the responsibility of training Yuri to ensure her future protection.
Good for her.
Despite Geese's considerable power, he had not yet fully conquered Southtown. In an effort to expand his ranks, Geese Howard unveils the inaugural King of Fighters tournament, uniting the finest fighters of Southtown with the intention of finding a worthy ally.
There's Jack again. And John.
Ryo, Robert, Takuma, and Yuri have all been invited to take part in the tournament. They have gladly accepted the invitation, determined to emerge victorious by defeating Geese.
Yeah. Eiji, his name is? Watch. Before we go on, we already know what's gonna happen, so, viewer discretion advised, kids. If you're under the age of 18, close your eyes. Oh, never mind. Never mind. They kind of proved me wrong. Thank you, Larry the Lone Wolf. Oh.
Ryo proves to be the MVP as he effortlessly defeats everyone, including King, who has since undergone a remarkable transformation since the previous game.
Thank you. That's all we needed with a good transformation to prove a point.
She is now determined to lead an honest life and save up money for her brother's much-needed surgery. Ryo emerges victorious over King and secures a spot in the finals, where he is set to face off against the formidable Mr. Big
Again.
once more.
What I like about this game is actually they don't really show clips of, like, you know, random fighting battles. They actually show kind of based on the story mode of what to expect if we're playing in the scene of Ryo. Wow.
Following Following a fierce battle, Ryo emerges as the triumphant fighter and is subsequently extended an invitation to meet the police commissioner, who turns out to be none other than Geese Howard himself.
Yes.
Geese initially tries to tempt Ryo into joining him, but Ryo firmly declines, and
He
the
said,
two
"Kiss
find
my
themselves
ass."
locked in a brutal battle.
Oh. Oh, I just like the sound effect of, oh! Wow, he is not good in this
In
game.
the final moments of the battle, Geese attempts his deadly rave, only to be swiftly countered by Ryo's Ryuko Rambo, ultimately leading to the defeat of the formidable crime lord.
Oh, cool.
Following his defeat, Geese manages to make it out of there just before Ryo can deliver the finishing blow. Soon enough, Geese learns that Jeff Bogard has been watching him this entire time, to which he sends his men after him.
Bogard?
Meanwhile, Geese continues to build himself to become the big crime lord of Southtown in order to take control of the city for himself. Now that
Bogard.
we have wrapped up the events of Art of Fighting 2, it is time to dive into the captivating mythology of Fatal Fury. But the
Okay, so basically all this kind of forms in its own different way. Fatal Fury came from where it started from Art of Fighting. And I guess it goes good shit.
we do, it is crucial to delve deeper into the backstory of Geese Howard, a character who has cemented his place in the annals of fighting game history as one of the most formidable villains of all time.
Debatable. I'm just saying.
Geese Howard comes from a poor American woman and an Austrian terrorist. After Geese was born, his father left him, forcing him to find various jobs in Southtown to assist his mother. Unfortunately, despite his best efforts, his mother succumbed to the devastating effects of poor health and starvation.
Aw.
Geese refuses to let sorrow consume him and embarks on a journey to Europe to find his father. Along the way, he uncovers a shocking truth about his father's identity as Rudolf Krauser von Stroheim. At only age 15, Geese attempts to assassinate his father,
That was a big ass name.
to be effortlessly stopped by his half-brother, Wolfgang Krauser. Geese attempted to find solace in religion as a means of
Wolfgang
concealing
Krauser,
his
that's
deep-seated
awesome.
anger and frustration. However, he struggled to reconcile his overwhelming sense of humiliation following his failure. Having learned at a young age that power is the source of results, Geese trained in the school of Hakioku Setkin under the tutelage of Tung Fu Rue alongside Jeff Bogard and Chang Sinzhen, both of whom he became good friends with.
I don't know who Jeff Bogard is. Sounds very familiar for some reason.
The three would become known at the time as the Three Brothers of Godly Battle. However, during this time, Geese started building his network with the Southtown local mafia through intimidation and personal bribes. This is where he also gained the services of Ripper and Hopper, who are best known as the personal bodyguards of Geese
Okay, who's Ripper and who's Hopper?
Howard. Sensing that Geese would not use the sacred techniques heroically, Tung passes the secrets of the school to Jeff Bogard. Geese was incensed with rage, and although Tung tried to tame Geese's spirit, Geese left the school entirely to build his organization housed inside what would become known as Geese Tower, which acts as his headquarters for his main business, Howard Connection.
Good for him.
And thus makes the Geese Howard that we all love to hate.
Do we all love to hate him, or we just hate him? Though Terry's on the crown. The death of Jeff Bogard, the prelude to fair... Okay, so Jeff Bogard does die in this game.
Jeff Bogard returned to the USA in 1981 alongside his master, Tung Fu Rue. During his time in Southtown, he graciously took in two orphans named Terry and Andy.
Okay, never mind. Wait, isn't Andy the one that gets, my... Son of a bitch.
Jeff Bogard possessed a compassionate nature and a profound affection for children. Throughout his life, he experienced solitude and was determined to prevent other children from enduring a similar fate.
Huh.
One day, Jeff, Tung, and the kids were walking down the street when a car abruptly halted in front of them. Without warning, Geese Howard appears right before Jeff and brutally beats the crap out of him, ultimately ending his life in front of the two young boys.
That's traumatizing.
Overwhelmed by grief and sorrow, this tragic event served as the catalyst for the Bogard brothers to embark on a journey around the world, immersing themselves in the study of martial arts. Terry decides to remain in his homeland, honing his skills under the guidance of Tung Fu Ru.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Andy embarked on a journey to Japan, seeking to establish his own identity apart from his brother. There, he sought to master Shiranui Ryu Ninjutsu and a style of Kokuken taught by Hanzo Shiranui, the esteemed grandfather of the beloved Ai Shiranui.
Let's all soak in for a moment. If you had to make a list of top 10 female characters you would smash, she's on the list. I don't care what you guys say. She's on your list somewhere. She's in my top 5. I mean, come on.
Eventually, Geese cross paths with a woman named Marie Heinlein. The couple makes the decision to tie the knot, and in 1989, Marie welcomes their son, who goes by the name Rock. We will most definitely get to him later on in this video.
Enjoyable. On a side note, I will admit, because I'm still kind of shaken up because I haven't really been able to afford the DLCs for the Street Fighter V. This is just straight up talking about side stuff, guys, but we're gonna have a game that has Chun-Li, Mai, and Tifa from Final Fantasy in one game. Let's soak that in for a moment, guys. Us men simp in video games have been fulfilled. Unlike my dog, who, I don't know if she agrees with it or not. Right, Ellie? Do you agree with this? Do you agree with the logic? Tifa, Chun-Li, Mai? I think she doesn't give a shit.
The year is 1991.
Wasn't born.
Exactly 10 years after the death of Jeff Bogard.
Bogard.
In the lead up to this, Geese Howard had already organized numerous annual editions of the King of Fighters tournament. Each year, his new right-hand man, Billy Kahn, emerged victorious, having been hired shortly after Jeff's
Okay, so Billy's
death.
the guy with the stick.
Like the Bogard brothers, Billy Kahn was an orphan living in England who resorted to stealing food to provide for his sister, Lily Kahn.
Okay.
Geese took both of them under his care, leading to Billy Kahn having profound respect and admiration and loyalty for the big crime lord. Andy returns to Southtown and reunites with his brother Terry. They make a visit to Jeff's grave to pay their respects. Later on, they encounter Joe Higashi, a skilled Muay Thai fighter who has honed his craft in Thailand and earned the prestigious title of Muay Thai champion despite being originally from Japan.
What gives you that idea?
The brothers discover that a new King of Fighters tournament is taking place, organized by Geese Howard during this fateful meeting. The three quickly form a bond, and the two brothers join Joe in the tournament to seek justice for their father's demise.
And the fact that if you choose, like, any King of Fighter games, if you choose Terry, those are your two other people you choose, basically. It seemed like a lot of games kind of, like, grouped together based on them. I never understood why they grouped Mai, King, and Yuri together. I mean, I have reasons, but do we really have time to talk about it? No. Did he just grab on? Hey, it's Balrog. Another Street Fighter knockoff. Duck King. Raiden.
During the course of the competition, Joe comes across a resentful Muay Thai fighter by the name of Hua Jai. Although Joe was the one who ultimately prevailed, the two of them quickly became friends after the competition.
What gives you that idea?
Meanwhile, Andy puts up a valiant effort to reach Geese, but ultimately falls short before he can achieve his goal.
Why?
Terry, on the other hand, is taking the tournament by storm and faces off against Billy Khan, who, by the way, was the only person in the tournament who had not yet lost a single match.
Okay, good to know.
Terry's victory over Billy, which ended his undefeated streak, propelled him to the top of Geese Tower. There, he faced off against the man who had tragically taken the life of his adopted father.
Why not? Oh, the transitioning, this thing is very confusing. I don't like it. Who gets his ass kicked? There we go. Terry got a win.
During the intense battle that took place between the two, Terry emerged victorious and knocked his opponent out of the window. In doing so, he was able to successfully exact revenge for the death of his father.
But Geese is not probably
Or
dead, though.
did he?
I told you. Too good to be true.
It is 1 year after Geese Howard's apparent death that a mysterious nobleman becomes the sponsor of a brand new King of Fighters tournament. This time, the tournament would be held all over the world on a global scale.
An
It
electrified
is revealed that
ring.
this nobleman is actually Geese's half-brother, Wolfgang Krauser.
Oh, cool. He makes it.
Krauser comes from the House of Stroheim dynasty, a highly regarded family of German nobility that has held power in South Germany near Austria since the Germanic Wars of the Roman Empire.
Yeah, like we know
Countless
that
years,
one.
Krauser has established himself as a notorious figure in the criminal underworld. Intrigued by the tales of Southtown's notoriety, he decides to reach out to Geese through a letter. Unfortunately, he does not receive any response after learning that Geese died shortly after due to Terry Bogard.
Died,
From
apparently.
that point on, Krauser employs 3 fighters to work for him: Billy Khan, Axel Hawk, and Lawrence Blood. Billy
Olé?
Khan's decision to work with Krauser stems from his desire to provide for his sister. Although he appeared to be devoted to Krauser, Billy was actually operating covertly to locate and eliminate the imposter of Geese Howard, whom Krauser had dispatched to tarnish Geese's company. He was also tasked with overthrowing Krauser as his secondary objective.
Yeah.
Axel Hawk, a former heavyweight boxing champion, made the decision to step away from the ring in order to prioritize his well-being. However, his retirement was short-lived when he was offered a job by Krauser. Axel made the decision to join him as he was genuinely impressed with Krauser's skill and still had the lingering thirst for blood from his boxing days. Nevertheless, Axel was going through something profoundly personal in his life. Concern for his mother's safety weighed on him heavily as he worked alongside the crime lord, causing him to grapple with the choices he made and the potential repercussions they could bring.
Aww.
Lawrence Blood was a highly acclaimed bullfighter known for his exceptional skill in evading the charges of bulls and swiftly dispatching them with a single stroke of his sword. Since Lawrence was a young child, his family has maintained strong relationships with the Earl of Stroheim. Due to the fact that they had been loyal to the Krauser family for many generations, the Blood clan had always been considered to be their most devoted followers.
True.
Lawrence has consistently demonstrated unwavering loyalty, faithfully serving the most recent successor of the Stroheim heir. This commitment stems from the belief that Krauser too would endorse Lawrence's pursuit of becoming a skilled bullfighter.
Ole.
Clearly, this strategy proved successful as Krauser became both respected and feared, while Lawrence gained a reputation as a formidable bullfighter in the ring. After everything is said and done, Krauser proceeds to organize his own King of Fighters tournament, which ultimately leads to the events of Fatal Fury 2.
Yes. I hate this transition. Such a terrible transition of gaming back in the day. There's Axel. Who loses? Yep.
As is
Very
customary,
spicy.
Terry, Andy, and Joe all participate in the tournament, and this is the point at which SNK fan favorite characters would make their debuts.
Yes.
Some of the characters include Mai Shiranui
Yes.
and Kim Kaplan.
Don't know who that is. Don't care.
As mentioned before, Mai is the granddaughter of Hanzo Shiranui, who also happens to be the one who trained Andy Bogard. Mai acquired extensive knowledge of ninjutsu from her grandfather and honed her skills to become a highly skilled practitioner of the style.
In a good way.
Upon their initial encounter, Mai found herself disinterested in Andy, perceiving him as a callous individual who prioritized his training above all else. When Andy gave Mai a present for her birthday, she came to see him in a different light, and it was then that she fell in love with Andy in a way that was, to put it bluntly, absolutely overwhelming.
Wow. Lucky son of a bitch.
Kaplan holds the title of current world champion in Taekwondo. He is a devoted husband who has 2 sons who are destined to have strong chins and who possesses a profound sense of justice.
Okay.
He has been invited to the King of Fighters tournament by Krauser, eagerly anticipating the chance to face formidable opponents.
In a way.
This time around, Raiden, who appeared in the first game,
So now it's Big Bear?
transforms into Big Bear, a babyface persona.
Looks like Vader.
Jane Sinzen, who is a student of Tung Fu Rue and trained with Jeff Bogard and Geese Howard, makes his debut as a playable character for the very first time. Lastly, but certainly not least, there is Jubei Yamada, a judo master who was praised by those who witnessed his fights due to his unyielding willpower and youthful spirit that he possessed. Additionally, he served as Mai's trainer at the request of her grandfather, Hanzo Shiranui, who was also a close friend of his.
That's cool.
Terry Bogard enters the tournament and completely dominates the entire event.
Until.
Terry encounters Kim Kaplan, and despite Kim's skill, emerges victorious. Kim graciously recognizes Terry as the superior fighter. The two developed a strong friendship, and ever since, Kim has been there to assist Terry in any way possible, all while maintaining their friendly competition.
That's cool.
Finally, Terry encounters Lawrence Blood. Despite Lawrence's strong performance, Terry emerged victorious, rendering Lawrence's efforts futile.
Yeah, they want to give the plot twist out of nowhere. There we go.
At last, Terry reaches the finals and faces off against none other than Wolfgang Krauser himself.
Wolfgang Krauser. Who looks like a wrestler. Oh, is it orchestra in the background? That's dope. I didn't think about that.
They fiercely clash, exchanging powerful strikes until finally the legendary Hungry Wolf of Southtown emerges victorious over the Crime Lord of Darkness.
Somehow. There we go. Oh, I was gonna say, why did...
Lawrence was present during Krauser's loss, and he then disappeared completely from the scene of the bullfighting competition. Axel Hawk decided to leave his life of crime behind after Krauser's downfall and began training alongside Michael Max, a character from the first game. When Krauser was finally confronted with defeat and humiliation, he vanished completely from the fighting scene. Unfortunately, as time went on, Krauser would eventually take his own life. And thus, that's the story of Fatal Fury 2.
So we don't know how he died, technically. Until they made a third one. Who the villain is now, I don't know. First, a little backstory. Trust me, it's good. Okay, cool. Why?
We come to know about ancient artifacts that are rumored to be unavailable to anyone other than the most powerful fighter. The mysteries surrounding these artifacts are still concealed from the average observer, yet they are rumored to be dispersed, eagerly awaiting the arrival of a formidable warrior to gather them.
Okay.
These artifacts are known as the Jin Scrolls. It is a collection of 3 scrolls that were written down during the BC era in the time period of Qin Shi Huang, who was the first emperor of China and the founder of the Qin dynasty. Jin Chanrei and Jin Chanshu are identical twin brothers who, when they were 6 years old...
Wait. Brothers? Hold on. Did I hear that right?
Jin Chanshu are identical twin brothers who...
I'm going to move on because I was going to say, I don't know if I'm looking at the photo to the right really well. That does not look like a brother.
They were 6 years old, lost both of their parents as a result of an epidemic that occurred in the neighborhood where they lived.
Shocking.
Just before their father passed away...
Okay, now I see it.
Long, who was one of their family's ancient ancestors. The legendary general Wang Long, who served Emperor Qin Shi Huang, is said to have been responsible for the deaths of 1,000 soldiers on his own authority.
Oh, lovely.
The father of Chanrei and Chanshu managed to persuade them that they shared the same lineage as this formidable warrior, and the father unfortunately met his demise shortly thereafter. The twin brothers were then left to fend for themselves, and as they grew older, they developed a strong aversion towards others. A group of bullies attacked the brothers when they were
Just a random bully photo.
leaving them nearly lifeless on the streets. The twins lost consciousness, and their bodies were taken over by 2 spirits who were their 2,200-year-old ancestors.
Oh,
Conray was possessed by the spirit known as Qin Kong Long, which enhanced his brutality and made him an effective fighter.
ah, cool.
Chonshu was possessed by a spirit named Qin Hai Long, who happened to be Kong Long's younger brother. During the time of the Qin dynasty, these two spirits were not only the people who were responsible for writing the Jin scrolls, but they were also the sons of General Chang Wang Long. At this point, the twins are working toward the goal of collecting all three scrolls with the intention of resurrecting themselves inside of immortal bodies and taking over the entire world.
Okay.
Moving forward in time to the year 1995, the twin brothers are aware that the Jin scrolls are situated in Southtown. In order to protect themselves and search the city for the scrolls, they employ a man who goes by the name of Ryuji Yamazaki as their bodyguard. Ryuji Yamazaki was
Oh,
a
that
homeless
jawline,
child
though.
who had been raised on the streets of Okinawa. Due to the fact that American troops were constantly patrolling his town, he had a rather dull and miserable childhood.
Okay.
One day, he spotted a sharply dressed Yakuza boss named Sarimachi.
Why?
Ryuji idolized him and eventually left his hometown to join the criminal organization. He eventually found himself working under Sarimachi.
That
whom
guy's
he
shoulders,
admired like
though.
a surrogate father. This was a turning point in his life where he finally discovered true happiness.
I bet.
Sadly, during a business trip to Osaka, Yamazaki and Sarimachi were unexpectedly ambushed by a rival gang, resulting in Sarimachi's tragic torture and death. The latter's shocking death is what sparked the creation of Yamazaki's unhinged alter ego.
Oh.
Furthermore, it is disclosed that Geese Howard has managed to survive his encounter with Terry and is currently embarking on a mission to locate the Jin Scrolls, as he heard that these scrolls have the ability to grant immortality. In the opening of Fatal Fury 3, Yamazaki skillfully takes out Ripper and Hopper, Geese Howard's bodyguards, along with several other
They say death.
skillfully takes out Ripper and Hopper, Geese
Oh, never mind.
Howard's bodyguards, along with several other henchmen in order to obtain the valuable scrolls. The Beauregards and their friends discover Geese's intentions
Oh, there's
and
Mary.
set out to thwart his plans.
Whoa. What the hell? He can summon spirits? Leg lock. The guy has nunchucks.
On their journey, Terry encounters a woman named Mary Ryan, an agent codenamed Blue Mary, who has been assigned to investigate the rumors surrounding the Jin Scrolls in Southtown.
Okay.
The two individuals, driven by a common objective, discover the potential of working together to unravel the enigma, forging a strong friendship in the process.
Well, they're both blonde, so what do you
A
expect?
chaotic fight breaks out at the Pow Pow Cafe 2 when news spreads that the twins are searching for the third scroll, currently held by Geese Howard.
Oh, so they heard rumors. Man, Bob Wilson got his ass kicked.
This is the first time in 4 years that Terry has faced off against his most sworn enemy, and he is successful in defeating him.
Well, you can't knock him out of the window this time. Since that transition's really pissing me off. There we go. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he's a little crazy.
Geese makes a hasty retreat, while Terry manages to escape the dangerous penthouse fire trap, all thanks to the timely assistance of Chang Sinzun and his helicopter.
Oh, lovely.
During their conversation, Chang makes it abundantly clear to Terry that Yamazaki is waiting for him at the deteriorating train yard known as South Station in Port Town. Terry faces off against Yamazaki, whom he soundly defeats with a resounding victory.
Well, to be fair, I think, I don't know, you guys would like to, would you guys like to see this on like a Finn Gaming kind of thing, just me playing Fatal Fury? Comment below. Or just all the games from Neo Geo series with this stuff. Okay, Terry, can you just kick this guy's ass? There we go, finally. All fighting games require button mashing style. Oh, okay, never mind. Have a hat.
Shortly after that, Yamazaki is taken into custody by the authorities. However, he manages to escape by beating up the officers who are attempting to arrest him. During the climax of the story, Terry finally comes face to face with the Jin brothers and becomes involved in a fight with Chanshu, whom he ultimately defeats.
Oh, I don't like. Wow. Nice shot.
Additionally, Chan Rei will make an appearance, and he will become extremely enraged over the fact that his younger twin brother has been defeated, and he will promise that the player will not leave the place alive.
So you had to fight him too? So, is he dead impaled, or is he just laying on the chair dead? I'm confused with that one. There we go, Terry got a win. It looks like he was impaled. Oh.
Following the conclusion of the conflict, the brothers are defeated, and the spirits of their ancestors depart from their bodies.
Lovely.
Following this, it appears that Terry has emerged victorious and that the competition has come to an end.
So they say.
After the climax, Terry encounters a young boy who turns out to be none other than Geese's son, Rock Howard. This concludes the events of Fatal Fury 3.
For now, until Fatal Fury 4, where Rock Howard will be Rail Pal. 1996. The PlayStation era coming along.
So remember the gem scrolls from the last game?
Yes.
Well, Geese Howard orders Billy Khan to destroy them so they won't be used against him.
However,
He believes that the scrolls have no secrets and won't be of any use to him.
lie.
It's also stated that Geese fears the Jim brothers and their abilities even if they are not disposed of. Billy, on the other hand, was filled with fear, unable to find the courage to confront the intense flames of hatred that consumed Geese.
Oh, because Billy's actually was basically being double rolled because he working with Geese, but at the same time wants to destroy Geese for what he did in the past. Oh, okay, never mind. But what about the scrolls, though?
Geese's apparent demise in the first game has caused fear among the city's residents. Geese plans to remind them that he is the only ruler in the town.
So they
Geese
say.
Howard takes control of Southtown once again, and he hosts a new King of Fighters tournament and invites his arch nemesis Terry Bogard to settle their fight once and for all.
So they say.
Terry and his friends attend the King of Fighters tournament, hoping to prove their resolve and keep enemies off their trail. One thing to note is that Andy during this time was dealing with a chest injury that kept him hampered, but still participated in the tournament nonetheless. Terry aims to face Geese for one final conflict to stop his evil plans and pull him through the proper channels of justice.
For now. I defeated his wife. Oh, I would not like that kind of stage. But wait, Jin Chung... Oh no, he's technically alive. Never mind. So I thought he died. Joe. Oh, you could break the elevator? Not bad. There's Billy. Whoa! And now your head's electrified.
Emerged victorious in the finals and earned the opportunity to face Geese once more.
Yeah.
Terry approached his final duel with Geese differently. This time, he sought to put an end to Geese's actions rather than seeking blind vengeance and rage as he had done in their first encounter.
Yes.
Terry and Geese engaged in a fierce battle within the sacred confines of Geese Tower's temple.
Well. That's one way to defeat him.
Terry emerged victorious over Geese by unleashing a devastating power geyser. Geese plummeted from the tower, only to be rescued by Terry. Geese, not wanting to face the consequences of his actions, chooses to free himself from Terry's grasp and plummeted to his demise, deliberately ending his own life. And thus,
Rip.
the official death of Geese.
Rest in piss, Geese. Well, it lasted for a while there. But then...
Billy Kahn becomes the CEO of Howard Connection after Geese's death.
Told you.
He discovers that Geese had a son and attempts to find him, but
That's
unfortunately
Rock.
his efforts are futile. Terry asserts that Billy's relentless pursuit of him and Rock Howard following Geese's demise is a significant factor in their perpetual evasion and wandering lifestyle across the world. And now, it's time to talk about the events that took place during the 10-year time skip between Real Bout and Garo.
So there's a lot that went on from basically 10 years. Holy crap.
First, we're going to talk about Rock Howard, one of SNK's greatest characters and one of the most iconic fighting game protagonists of all time.
And debatable.
As discussed earlier, Rock is the biological son of Geese Howard, born in 1989. He was aware of his father's presence, but he spent most of his childhood living a humble life with his mother, Marie Heinlein, in a small apartment.
Okay.
He frequently pondered about his father and felt a sense of anticipation at the possibility of eventually encountering him. Rock's mother fell ill with a mysterious disease when he was just 7 years old, and he did everything in his power to care for her and help her recover. Marie's illness continued to deteriorate, leading Rock to make a visit to Geese Tower, where he had a life-changing encounter with his estranged father.
Okay, so he...
Despite the
So basically his antics, he just wants to get back at his father for not giving support to his mother who died.
desperate pleas for medical assistance and his insistence that Marie was longing to see him, Geese coldly dismissed the matter and turned him away. According to reports, Marie passed away that very night, and Rock has harbored resentment towards his father ever since.
Second Southtown. Okay, that's a lot to take in.
According to Garo Densetsu, Stray Dog Stray Wolf, after being confronted by Billy Kahn, who was seething with anger and sorrow, and discovering that Rock was actually Geese's son, Terry found himself questioning his motives for fighting. He began to wonder if seeking revenge for Jeff was truly the right course of action.
Yes.
Terry couldn't help but feel guilty for failing to fulfill his promise to save Geese.
Well,
Coming into contact with Rock, he was subsequently provoked into engaging in a street brawl. Terry quietly embraced Rock's challenge, remaining open to whatever came his way. Rock fought with great determination as a fledgling fighter, leaving Terry impressed and hopeful for another chance in life. Rock was taken in by Terry, and he made it his mission to raise and look after him. This was his way of moving past the conflict with Geese. He took Rock under his wing, teaching him the art of street fighting in Southtown and during their journeys across the globe. And I don't know about you, but Terry taking on the role of the father figure of his arch-enemy's son is an ironic twist of fate.
talk about a big slap in the nuts for that one.
Why is that?
Why?
Because Geese killed Jeff, who adopted Terry and Andy, and Terry finally defeats Geese and then ends up raising the son of the man who murdered his father years ago.
So the guy, basically Geese killed his adopted father, then he tried to save the guy who killed his adopted father, decided to bite the dust, say goodbye, and then all of a sudden said, you know what, I'll take care of your son. Why? I don't know.
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
Really?
Hank Heinlein, born in 1980, is the brother of Marie Heinlein, thus making him Geese Howard's brother-in-law and the maternal uncle of Rock Howard.
That's
He
embarrassing.
and his sister once lived happily together for a period alongside their friend Abel Cameron, better known to Garbo players as Grant.
Okay.
Throughout most of his childhood, he was raised in Second Southtown slums, unlike his sister, and endured a difficult upbringing. Marie was sent away to live a life of luxury, but Abel made the selfless decision to stay with Cain and act as a father figure for the boy.
Aww.
In the streets, Cain and Abel were unfortunate witnesses to a tragic event, the violent death of a child. This event took place 19 years before the events of Garo Mark of the Wolves.
Oh.
Deeply affected by the event and fed up with the dire conditions of the slums, Cain was motivated to break free and boldly proclaimed his aspirations for power. At the tender age of 8, he found himself embroiled in a significant street altercation, catching the attention of a prominent figure in the criminal underworld, Don Pappas.
Which is also not... That's
Cain
probably
was
not
later
him.
adopted into the crime family and eventually managed to overthrow his benefactor, rising to become the leader of the gang.
Did it work?
Regrettably, this proved insufficient to protect Marie from her tragic fate.
Yeah.
Eventually, he received the devastating news of her untimely demise, a result of her profound sorrow stemming from her husband's lack of affection. After the third King of Fighters tournament, news reached him that Geese had been killed by Terry Bogard. This led him to believe that the general population had grown tired of mediocrity and peace. Believing that one truly embraces life through adversity, Cain resolved to claim Geese's legacy and reign over Second Southtown. In of a world of true freedom, Cain aimed to establish the city's independence from the United States, transforming it into a city-state. His vision was to shape the town into a place where constant exposure to violence would instill a deep appreciation for life, with the strongest individuals naturally rising to positions of power.
Okay, weird.
Ever since Cain made his declaration, Abel has wholeheartedly agreed, sharing his vision of greatness and working together with remarkable success in Cain's relentless pursuit of power.
That's a stupid mask, by the way.
After witnessing the same mortifying sight, Abel underwent a transformation. Convinced that society was on the brink of collapse, consumed by immorality and wrongdoing, Abel developed an intense devotion to the occult and the notion of an impending apocalypse. Abel, driven by his ambitions and desire to reshape the world, struck a pact with a malevolent being to acquire the power and alliances necessary to fulfill his
He's changing
grand
colors.
vision. Abel was granted the knowledge of Ankaku Karate, or Dark Karate, which he diligently trains in his temple beneath his mansion.
Okay.
From that day forward, he abandoned his former name and adopted the moniker of Grant. Grant's new persona required him to carry out the task of eliminating any intruders or conspirators who posed a threat to Cain.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Of numerous individuals during Cain's ascent to power. Grant's reputation precedes him, with tales of his formidable fighting skills and the chaos he leaves in his wake. His presence alone is enough to strike fear into the hearts of both criminals and the general public.
Okay.
Communities he has visited are left deserted, as people live in constant dread of his return.
I could imagine.
His name has become synonymous with destruction and violence, forever etched into the memories of those unfortunate enough to cross his path. He prefers to operate in secrecy, only revealing himself when Cain deems it necessary. 4 years before the events of Mark of the Wolves, Grant bravely protected Cain from an unexpected attack by Don Pappas's loyalists who were seeking revenge for Cain's takeover of the Mafia Empire. Despite not causing immediate fatality or severe injury, the bullet had become lodged dangerously close to his heart. Grant lives each day as if it were his last, embracing the anticipation of a great final battle due to the challenging nature of removing the bullet.
Okay. That's interesting, but also cool in a way. 2006.
As time passes, Rock grows into a skilled fighter, largely thanks to the training he received from Terry. Second Southtown has been established approximately 10 years after Geese's death. Amidst the chaos, a new King of Fighters tournament emerged known as Maximum Mayhem, reclaiming the gritty atmosphere of its origins. The tournament, allegedly organized by the notorious Grant,
Hey, is that Chun-Li?
was actually orchestrated by Cain Heinlein. His motive was to entice his nephew, Rock Howard, who was under Terry's custody. Upon receiving an invitation, Terry captures Rock's interest as the letter enthusiastically urges Terry to bring Rock along for participation. Additionally, it mentions that there is important information about his mother from the hosted Heinlein family in the event.
Oh, there's Andy.
Is victorious in the tournament. Perplexed
Joe.
by the fact that this tournament only takes place while Geese is alive and has now resurfaced, Rock makes the decision to team up with Terry in order to uncover the truth and find his own sense of purpose.
Okay, I was gonna say, is there actually a purpose to this? Is that the last name for that guy's name? Butt? Kick his butt. There we go. Oh, she's in that new game too. Oh, that was Rock who did that. That guy doesn't have a face.
A plethora of a younger generation of fighters have joined the tournament for different reasons, and it's worth noting that some of the new characters carry relations to older characters. First is Bon Janet. B. Janet is the leader of the Lillian Knights, a notorious group of pirates. She entered into the Maximum Mayhem tournament determined to steal anything of value from Kane's mansion.
Makes sense.
Next is Kim Dong-hwan and Kim Jae-hoon. Kim Dong-hwan is the eldest son of Kim Kap-won, who participates in the tournament to uphold his father's legacy, even though he doesn't approach his training with utmost dedication.
Oh, okay.
Kim Jae-hoon is the younger son of Kim Kap-won, who is known for his serious demeanor, dedication to his studies, and natural charisma. He has inherited a strong sense of justice from his father and is determined to carry on his legacy, just like his elder brother.
So he's the more lovable one than the older brother, I see.
Next is Hotaru Futaba, who is a young girl born into a family of skilled martial artists who embarks on a journey to the Maximum Mayhem tournament to find her missing brother, accompanied by her loyal pet Martin, Itakatsu.
Too smart.
Next is Gato. Gato is a skilled martial artist and a man with a troubled past. Driven by a deep desire for revenge, he is determined to find justice for the tragic loss of his mother, a victim of a heinous crime committed by his own father.
Oh, lovely.
Next is T-Zoc, also known as the Griffin Mask, who is a renowned professional wrestler who has captured the hearts of young audiences everywhere.
Okay.
Next is Marco Rodriguez, also known as Kushner Bud, who is a
But-
Brazilian practitioner of the Kyokugen Ryu Karate and a dedicated disciple of Ryo Sakazaki.
Oh, son of a
He enters
bitch.
the Maximum Mayhem tournament with the intention of showcasing the power and skill of his martial art. Next is Hokotamaru, who is a skilled practitioner of the Shiranui Ryu
That's like a
Ninjutsu
child.
and devoted disciple of Andy Bogard, who eagerly joins the Maximum Mayhem tournament as per his master's request.
Oh, okay.
Next is Kevin Ryan, who is a SWAT policeman and distant relative of Blue Mary, who joins the tournament with his colleague's son, Marky, seeking revenge against the man responsible for his partner's death.
Oh.
Finally is Freeman, who is a serial killer who enters the Maximum Mayhem tournament to face formidable opponents. He happens to be the one responsible for the death of Kevin Ryan's police partner.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Terry and Rock reach the finals and find themselves at the Dark Palace, the High-Line Mansion estate located on the outskirts of 2nd Southtown. Terry bravely faces the terrifying urban legend Grant, ready to confront the
That's an ugly
demonic
foot.
fist of destruction.
So I'm kind of curious too, because they said like he had a bullet lodged in that every fight could be his last. It's like the end of this battle, like they hit him so hard that the bullet that was lodged in him actually hits his heart and kills him. Kind of curious about that one.
Terry emerges victorious in a hard-fought and intense battle against Grant. However, it is revealed that Grant is not the actual host of the event.
Knew it.
They then encounter Kane Heinlein, a resident of 2nd Southtown who aims to take control of the city, causing turmoil by declaring its independence and instigating a violent struggle for dominance, reminiscent of the past chaos in Southtown. His intention is to restore a sense of enjoyment to the lives of its inhabitants.
So basically, this is a family rival. Who loses? Never mind, he won.
After fighting and defeating Kane, it was here where Rock realized that the tournament had been conceived by Kane with the intention of luring Rock to him. Kane sought Rock's help in deciphering Gieshauer's will, believing it contained valuable secrets. In exchange, Kane promised to provide information about Rock's mother, whom he claimed was alive. Terry cautiously approaches the crumbling remains of the mansion, where he discovers that Rock has become Kane's new partner, and realizes that he must place his trust
Oh, that's
in
a
Rock's
heel
judgment
turn.
to remain by Kane's side for the time being.
What a dick.
Terry departs from the area, aware that Rock has finally vacated his den. After this, it seems Terry went back to living life as a lone wolf, facing an uncertain future.
Until.
It is extremely important to point out that in his own ending, which I'm pretty sure ties with Rock's ending, where he strolls through 2nd Southtown, deep in thought, pondering the profound insights shared by Kane regarding the true nature of humanity.
Right.
And thus, Garo Mark the Wolves ends on a cliffhanger.
Until.
It's worth noting that in the finale of the OVA Garo Densetsu, Memories of Stray Wolves, which serves as both a prologue and epilogue to Garo Mark of the Wolves, Terry is unexpectedly approached by Blue Mary on a motorcycle during her day off.
Ah, cool.
Talking about Rock's location and the ongoing rumors about the development of 2nd Southtown as a city-state, Mary kindly offers Terry a ride to the Pow Pow Cafe to casually discuss the case she is currently working on.
So they
And
bang.
that's where we come to a stop, as we have officially encapsulated the insane lore of Fatal Fury.
Wow. Is there more?
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this was by far the hardest video I've ever worked on.
Oh, I can
So
imagine.
Be sure to share, leave a like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm excited for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and I look forward to see where the story is going to go and what answers to our questions lie ahead. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Take care.
So there's probably more to this in the new game that's coming out. I don't know if the new game is already out, but hold on. Alexa, is the new Fatal Fury game already released on systems?
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves was released on April 24th, 2025.
Oh, it's been released. Damn. Okay, so we now know it's released. I just gotta go figure out if it's available to play. Anyway, guys, it pretty much wraps up this video here. If you guys want to see more lores of video games that I don't know about, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Michael, signing out.